Welcome to Your Life in Film. I'm your host, Ted Bennett. Joining me this week, Marc Bellinger. Marc is an actor and the co-founder of First Cut Film Festival over in Wilmington, North Carolina. First Cut was where Real Terror had its US premiere, so these guys really hold a special place in my heart. I am a judge for that festival now. First year I wasn't, obviously. The second 2 years, because it's their third year they're running, I've been a judge, and it's been wonderful. I think being able to see what people are doing in the short film world has helped me immensely as a creative, but also just as a film watcher, seeing what people are interested in and building on that. Marc and I were discussing film festival things when we get into this interview conversation, so that's what we're talking about. But yes, we did record this previously, but there were the file got corrupted. So a couple of times Marc does sort of say, "Oh, you know, we spoke about this last time." It's kind of that. That's what he's talking about, and also the fact that he and I talk about films. Anyway, enjoy or not? No, enjoy. I mean, to be honest, like I big it up all the fucking time. Like whenever I talk about festivals, I always sort of say like my favorite one in the States was your one because it felt like such a personal environment. Like I felt like I was instantly greeted and I felt like I was part of the team, and you were so happy to like exhibit our film, and I was so pleased about that whenever anyone asks, I'm always like, I really like these guys because they give a shit. Like, and I've been to so many festivals as well where they just don't give a shit, and you're like, nah, I'm all right then. Like if you don't care, if I'm just a entry fee, I'm all right.
And I think that could be a thing when you have 100 filmmakers come, I think that it does kind of get lost through just how big it is. It's interesting that this film, the Undead one, the zombie one with Brian Husky in it, the filmmaker, Bo Webb, he actually started Cucalorus, which is the big film festival in Wilmington. It's been running for 32 years or whatever it may be. He, I guess back in the day, he was a part of this production team of, a whole bunch of filmmakers, and they called themselves Twinkle Dune. And he still goes by that. Yeah, he still goes by that same name. And yeah, they started Cucalorus. I mean, just the same kind of thing that we've been doing with First Cut.
That's the thing, though. That all the festivals start with the intention of being like a place to exhibit film. They all start with that hope that it's going to be something where we show some stuff that no one's seen before and whatever. But I think by nature of it, when it gets to a certain size, you start having to bow to like sponsors, and if you're so big now that like, I don't know, let's say Nolan is like, I want to premiere my film at your festival, you're going to go like, okay, yep. Cool.
Yeah,
all right.
You're not going to say no.
And it's like, that's a wonderful problem to have, but it also means that like, regardless, you have to now show it. And then someone else may not get to be shown because of that, which I don't like, but also I get it. Yeah. Like it's a business. And I think whenever I've looked at festivals since doing my proper festival run the other year, anything that's between like 1 and 3 years, as long as they're not scams, they give a shit. From like 4 years to about 8 years, I think you can get like good stuff in there, but then you start to get into dangerous territory. And then from like 7 or 8 years plus, I just see those as moneymakers. And unless you're bringing in a celebrity that they can sell for tickets, they don't care. And you're like, oh, such
Yeah, I hope to ride that fine line, because it does take a lot of work. I mean, that's the thing too. It's like it's a year-long thing. Practically, you're practically working on it every year, and what I like to get to the point where I'm not having to do the daily functions of like the doing all the social media and having to find all the sponsors and like doing all
Yeah.
that stuff. Like, yeah, I'd like to get to that point where I can just focus on, maybe like the social aspect of it, or just really kind
Yeah.
of studying the films. Cause I mean, that's the best part to me is like,
Yeah.
the networking and finding the talent. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, you know, it is what it is. I think it's one of those things where you create it and it gets big and you just try to hold on. Just try to.
Yeah. And like you're saying about the watching the films, I love checking it it's on one of my like tabs every morning to like check what new films have been added. I've got quite a few at the moment because there's a bit of a flurry, but it's nice when it's like, oh, I've got a couple of hours or like an hour or 20 minutes free, and I'm like, oh, one of them is only 10 minutes or only 5 minutes long. I'll watch that one. And then I watch it, and then I get to spend 10 minutes just sort of watching a little short, then thinking like, what was that good? What was good about that? What wasn't good about that? Well, how could they have improved it? Like, and if they could have improved it, what was their limitation that meant they couldn't improve it that way? And how did they work around it? And you're like, oh, this is a great little moment to actually have to analyze film in a fun, enjoyable way. And some of the films, instantly great. Like some of them, when you're watching them, you're just like, this is excellent. And then there are others which, is it the laundromat one? Obviously, we probably can't say anything if, whatever. But it's like a group of kids and they'd made it and it was all shot on like a DV cam. But they were very clearly having a lot of fun making it.
I know.
And the story structure was there. And I thought, like, this is better than some of these other ones that clearly had a lot of money spent on them. And it was like, oh, that's so nice. It's so nice that you're seeing people enjoy it. But then we also fall into that category of, I watched one today, obviously I won't name it, but I was like, this looks like it was a lot of fun to make with your friends. And that's where it should have stopped. It shouldn't have gone any further than your WhatsApp group. Like,
yeah,
don't waste our time.
Yeah, and that's another one of those things. It's just like, I've made movies with my friends that have gotten a lot of publicity, and they've said, oh yeah, you look like you had a lot of fun making that movie. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, we did, but we wanted more to come of it. But it's everything has its place somewhere. You know what I mean? And being critical of, especially peers and other filmmakers, is really tough to do. And that's why I'm fortunate, to have other eyes on this, because we're sitting at anywhere between 10 to 15 judges at any given time, which is nice. And they're from all around the world now, and they're from all walks of life, and mostly in the film industry, of course. Beautiful. So you're playing God no matter what, and it's not fun. It's not fun to do, but it is the nature of it.
No, I think it's also quite nice because I've mentioned to other people how I'm a judge for you guys, and they sort of say like, "Oh, do you ever just like do your jealousy step in?" And you're like, "Well, no, fuck." And I'm like, "No, actually, like that's actually what I really like about it is that I'll watch something and I'll be like, oh fuck, that was good." Like, and regardless whether it was good or bad, it was like, did it do its job? Yeah, okay, I liked it then. And sometimes I watch things where I'm just like, you're so fucking close, mate. Like, and I'm not going to say how I would have changed it, but you were so close. And I love it. I love all of that sort of, yes, you're playing God, but also I think you're playing God with a very, very well-established set of rules of like, no. If you do it correctly, like, we're happy. I don't care how much money you spent on it. I don't care who's in it. But if you did it correctly, like, I don't know, there's some people I think they know their chance and their luck. And I'm just like, no way I slop.
No way I slop. And that's the thing too, like with these things, you don't have to have money. If you have a great concept and you follow through with it, we've seen a million films where it's a great idea, but they just fell short and just executing it. And that's unfortunate, and especially whenever, you don't usually get a second stab at one of your ideas. It's kind of like you make it, and you're probably not going to do it again. It's going to be, this is like your one chance at it. So, and I mean, from what you were saying about being jealous about things, I've gotten that way with, as an actor. I've been like, oh gosh, I wish I was in this. I've thought about that with a lot of films. It's just like, oh, I wish you knew that. I mean, I could do something like that, but I withhold all those feelings, of course. But
of course,
it is nice to see everyone give it their shot, especially the locals too. And we've done some of this early selection to help some of these people that are far away, plan ahead, and maybe they can actually, show up. And then we've early accepted a couple of local people that may have some conflicts. So we're trying to get these filmmakers here because, like I've been always saying, to beat a dead horse, is you don't have a film festival without the filmmakers. And that's, we do everything that we can in our power to entice them to come and, be able to do those Q&As and be able to, do the launch event, do the day before. Hopefully we're going to be doing like a day after kind of, I'm going to call it the, I don't know. We'll call it post-production. Hopefully it'll be a chance to, after all the noise from the first 2 days, that, people will be able to, before they hit the planes or the road, then, they'll be able to have a coffee with some fellow filmmakers and, be able to do that.
I think that's the most important thing. I think it's going into any of those film festivals, if there's no one to talk to afterwards, whether it be, I mean, talking to the audience is nice because you can get a good reaction on your work and you can decide whether you need to, that didn't quite sit, or they really enjoyed that but they didn't like that bit, and it's like, okay, I can work on all these things for the next project. But unless I'm in a room full of other filmmakers and if no one wants to talk, it's like, come on guys, this is when we get it done. This is how we get it done. Like if you're a cinematographer for this film and there's this guy who's shooting films all the fucking time, go talk to him, go get some work. If she's writing something great and she wants to make another film, you two get together. I think that festivals can fall into like an audience one, a filmmakers one, or a prestige one. And my favorite is always the filmmakers one because that's the one which encourages more work. So.
Yeah, and that's definitely what we need here. I mean, we try to keep things going throughout the year, and I try to, I want to do more seasonal type events, to kind of bring these people together. And there is one group in town that kind of have this continuous little meetup, which is great, and I try to support them as much as possible. But I want to be that person too that's, maybe doing some workshops throughout the year, because it's also tough to wait a whole year for all of this, culmination of everything that we've been working on. So I think it's nice to have that community, and and I think that only translates into when the festival happens as well. So hopefully we'll be able to do some workshops, eventually when we have time to do it, because I think that would be amazing. I think this year too, there's some exciting things going on in town at the same time. I believe David Cummings from the No Sleep podcast is planning to do hopefully a live kind of action of one of his stories, kind of like a little, what we're going to be calling a little satellite event, hopefully the same night of the launch party, and we'll also be doing, so I usually get Matt Barrett from Bearded Skulls, and he does like special effects demos, but I believe that They will be doing a haunted house this year, so I hope they're going to be bringing back the Port City Fear Factory as well during that month.
Yeah.
So hopefully, there'll be some things going on that, if people aren't making it to the launch party, or, say if they can't make it to one of the blocks, there will be other kind of horror-esque things going on as well, So I think it's going to be very, I don't know. I keep on throwing out symbiotic, but it's all part of the Halloween love.
No, I know what you mean, though. Yeah, it's just you got to make it so that no matter where you are in that town, there's something to do, and you got to make sure that you are one of the places that there's something to do. You want someone to you're either watching a workshop. Oh, I came for the workshop. I came from the acting workshop. How to direct actors. That's what I came for, and I stayed for some shorts. You got to. You ask the theatre groups about like what would make you come to a film thing, because you're theatre but you're not you're not film actors. Like, would you come because there was a director who was looking for actors? Like, it's all those kind of things. We do a film society once a month. Like, I help run it, and I'll do a shout out. Open Door Cinema Club, come on down, everyone. And it's like, my thinking is always like, we'll put on an event. So we showed Shaun of the Dead, and then we got a guy in to do musical bingo, and it was Bingo Bloody Bingo is the name, and awesome. It is great. Like, and he did soundtracks, and it was like we made the place look a bit like a pub, and then we showed Shaun of the Dead, and it was great. And I think more people get more engaged when they feel like it's that slightly immersive, symbiotic sort of like, oh, so we showed Blues Brothers. We had a blues act on. They did a 10-15 minute set, and then we showed Blues Brothers.
That's perfect. I love that on theme stuff.
And then
that's great.
And that's the stuff, It's like that's where if someone's saying like, come down to this, you get some music, there might be some food, there's some chit chat. If you like what's being shown, stay. If you don't like being shown, cool. Hope you had a nice time. Like. So I think it is just trying to cast that net as far as you can, and I think First Cut does. I think it does a great job of getting people excited for the films that are being shown.
Well, thank you for that.
And not just as an alumni.
Yeah, I think we do a good job about just trying to keep everybody up to date, and as much as we want them to be up to date, without giving away too many surprises and secrets and stuff like that. Because I think it's I think it's exciting to not know a little bit. And I think, as far as the Audience Choice Awards go, and the regular awards, we don't tell anybody before, and we don't know who's going to get the Audience Awards to begin with. So I think like that's an element of surprise that engages the audience, and for one, that they get to become that said judge that I don't really like. Yeah. Now it's your turn to cast these stones.
Look in everyone's eyes and say they weren't good enough. That's what they want.
So I think that we're both trying to do it on both sides of the pond. That's great. That's what it's all about. I mean, I feel like, we're probably similar in the fact that we were raised on films, Yeah. God, I mean, if there was a freaking ticker for how many hours of film, it'd be.
On my letterbox, I realized I had logged 4,000 films, right? And I sent it to my friend, and he was like, conservative. That's 8,000 hours of film. And they always say, was it 10,000 hours? You become a professional in any subject if you study it for 10,000 hours. And I was like, wow, I'm 2,000 hours away from being a professional TV watcher.
Yeah, you're...
like, I've almost mastered telly.
One more year, man. Just one more year.
I'm going to be there. I mean, when did I hit? I hit 4,000... this, like, in the last month or so.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm only at 4,028.
Only,
so,
yeah. It would take a crazy memory to see. To I don't know. I got to play catch up because there's still a lot of great horror films and stuff that I haven't seen in the past year that I've been really lacking on. But I mean, I've been fortunate to see a couple. But yeah, I've still yet to see Weapons, um, and that's one that I'm really looking forward to seeing. And apart from horror, I still haven't seen. And I shouldn't say this out loud. I haven't seen One Battle After Another. I know. I can't wait to see it. I'm waiting for a special occasion.
Fair. I mean, I recently went back and rebought all of Paul Thomas Anderson's films because I was like, I love these films. I love all of them. Like, they're so good. And once I've got, I think I just need to get Punch Drunk Love. Once I've got that, I'm going to watch them all. And then when I get to the very end, I'm going to treat myself by getting the 4K of One Battle After Another and be like, yeah, there he is. Straight in. But yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm surprised you haven't watched it.
I know. People are...
The fight you're fighting at the moment.
I know, right? I mean, it's everything that I love, too, as far as, like, the actors go. And, yeah. I'm definitely going to see it soon.
It's worth your time when you do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, my main focus right now is just to not make an embarrassment of myself on stage. So I've been hitting my monologues pretty hard here. So this has been my work right now. So I went to the beach yesterday and I just started memorizing my lines. That was what I did. I was like, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to go to the beach, but I'm also going to work while I'm doing it. And it's been gorgeous.
How do you memorize your lines?
So, with monologues, it's different. So, normally I'll memorize my lines. I mean, if I'm fortunate enough to have an acting partner, that's great.
Yep.
But if I'm doing it by myself, which is like 99% of the time, I'll usually voice recorder. I'll read the other person's lines and then I'll kind of go back and forth. But with a monologue, it's a little trickier because you don't really have anybody to work with. So what I'll do is I'll usually write out my lines. And I'll only write out the ones that I have memorized, and then I'll just build off of that.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, da, 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 da. Okay. And then I'll just say it to myself a few times until I feel like it's in my head and then I can build off of it. And then I'll write another line down and then I'll run through it all again. And then, eventually you get the whole monologue. So that's how I normally do it. Yeah, you just start, it's the best way to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. It's the same thing. I've got two sizable monologues in this play, so I'm kind of.
There were some stacks of paper you just held up.
Yeah, I've got about 6 weeks to get it all in my head, and I'm trying to do it in a way. Yeah.
Time, yeah.
Yeah, it's plenty of time. With this character, it's more like you have to figure out what direction you want to go into as far as the voice and the dialect, and it's an interesting take on a character, and without giving too much away. So sure. I've been more focused with just trying to figure out where's this character from, like all the backstory of it, and I think that will kind of help me with learning the lines and then going from there. Ultimately,
whenever I work with actors, my first port of call is get to know this character, just get to know them inside and out. So if you deviate from the script, I don't care, because I know in your head you're going in the right path. So if you say something that you think that character would actually say until we get back to that line, that's fine. Because you've understood that base character, you've understood what that person is trying to do, trying to say, what their motivation is, why they're doing a thing from years ago, what's niggling in their mind until it finally come out into this moment. If I know why that thought first grew, then they can use it. So it's just one of those things. I think knowing your character inside and out is more useful because you can just read lines. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can just say soulless lines and it doesn't do anything if your
Yeah.
character knows.
And I think that's the process of it too, you know, from writer to director to actor, you know. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, what are you putting into this that's your own, making it your own? Because just like you said, I mean, you can read it, and people are going to know that it feels a little ingenuine. So you have to do that. I mean. And I think it's all about timing too. If you have enough time to really put in the work and you care enough, I think that it really shows through.
Yes,
that goes for everybody. You know,
it does. I think that is my biggest problem in film. Let's say at the moment is that you can really tell when no one cared. Everyone did it for a paycheck, and you're just like, if you don't want to be there, don't waste my time. You know what I mean? Like. I'd rather see a group of people not getting paid, but loving to be there. I'd rather see that. And if the film's not as tight, if the photography is not as good, if it's not well lit, I don't give a shit. If it's clear that everyone gave a shit to be there and was giving it their best, that's more interesting to me.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Definitely. You got to have fun with it. Because it shows. If you don't have fun on something, then...
Yeah.
It shows through.
Also, we've only got one run at this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, have fun, enjoy what you're doing. Don't sit through it miserably. Like, try and get the best you can out of it, and don't be a dickhead to anyone else getting that. You know?
Yeah.
But hey, what would I know?
What do you know? What do we all know? What do we all know?
You know nothing. All right. Well, I think that leads us quite nicely into one of our first questions. A love of film has always been a part of you, and you know, you said earlier about being raised on film and things, and running your own film festival is obviously not something that you do if you didn't give a shit. But what was the first film that you saw at the theatre?
I would have to say, oh goodness, I remember when we talked about this before, and I believe that the one that I remember the most, and you might have made fun of me last time, was Titanic. I can't help it. It's just ingrained in my head, and I know it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to say, but I mean, I'm sure there's a million films that I saw before then. But
I love that it could be. You could have had any Jim Cameron film as your first film. You could have had any Leo DiCaprio film as your first film. And Titanic is the one.
Well, it still is epic.
Hey, certainly is.
Yeah, not something I'm proud of, but I know that I can remember like actually getting dropped off at that and going, and it was, you know, the whole place was just seeping of just out with people. Like, I don't even think people should have been in the theater. You know what I mean? Like, I remember sitting in the back of the theater with not even a seat.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, that's what sticks out in my head so much because
it was fucking huge.
It's crazy.
Like, people went bonkers. Like, I remember that film coming out and there was like promos on TV for it. Like, UK comedy like people were doing like skits on it, and that you didn't really get that over here. Like, we didn't have that SNL culture of it. So the fact that we were doing it, I was like, bloody hell, that's a lot. And then when the VHS came out, I think it was the first time I noticed that the VHS box was this like indigo-y blue color to match the font, and I was like, what is going on? Like, how much money are you spending on this box just because of this film? Like, the film was huge. It was the Mamma Mia of its time.
Yeah, it really was. And it came out at the time where, you know, I was, what was like 97. So yeah. I must have been whatever, nine or you know, 9 at the time. And I remember because our theater was attached or like right next door to the skating rink. And that was the thing to do, you know. Yeah, and so I was always in that little complex and whatnot. So and apart from being like, you know, a grand movie, I mean, it was just the culture of it at the time.
Yeah.
That, you know, going to see it like multiple times was kind of crazy. And I still think Leo did a great job in it. I mean, he gets a lot of bad rap for it, but I mean, he is kind of grown to be one of my favorite actors of all time, and I'd be super proud of that. Can you imagine, like, if anybody got into that movie, not just his role, but like you carry that for the rest of your life?
Yeah. And like Leo had clearly done some really good work before. Like, What's Eating Gilbert Grape was fucking Great Basketball Diaries. That's like some solid work he was doing before. But this is the first one that I think that's right. It was the one that like really boosted him. I think it was man's got range, but he also has universal appeal. Mm-hmm. He's a double threat over here. Like he can do it, And like you were saying, he's one of my favorites now. I think he doesn't mind looking fat and dirty. And it's like, good. You're not so concerned about your genuine public image,
right?
Like in a film, in a role, that you'll do whatever it takes. And it's like, great. I love it. So yeah, I kind of agree. I did rewatch Titanic in the last couple of years. I don't like it, but everyone's great in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot of different elements to it, and I still feel like at my core, I'm still like a little bit of I don't mind like a huge blockbuster action with with this kind of romantic feel to it. I mean, in a way, like, I mean, it sounds silly. It's not like it's my favorite film ever, but I feel like that was definitely the one that I can remember definitely seeing at a young age. But like what you said about Leo, he does not mind being vulnerable. Like, I mean, with everything that he talks about, and his influences and kind of being shunned from all these awards, and taking to like the Revenant to finally getting some sort of acknowledgement when he's an LA baby. He's an LA kid, right? And literally it took how many years acting for people to be like, oh, let's give him an award, and that's honestly
my slightly controversial take on the award season that recently happened is I think they gave Michael B. Jordan his Oscar now because I think there was a bit of a thing of like, this man is going to be like one of our finer actors in the future. And I think they're a bit like, and I don't want us to do what we did with Leo. I think there needs to be that recognition early on so that Michael B. Jordan can, from now on, he can just go, no, thank you. I want to wait for the good thing. And that gives him now that sort of like stable base where he can now just pick the perfect roles every time. And I think we're going to get some absolutely stunning work from him in the future. I don't think his Sinners role deserved an Oscar. But I do think like, it was like, but I don't disagree that he should get one. And it was a real like, I think it's a good thing if they've given him one early because he's definitely going to give us more in the future. So yeah,
it's a good theory. I mean, and I think Sinners was a great movie for what it was. But early on when I saw that trailer, the first thing going in my head was, oh, well, this is very similar from Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
And I love vampire movies, and
I love Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, I love Dusk Till Dawn, and I loved it. But I didn't think it was different enough to, honor all of the publicity that it did get. It was a great movie. I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't a great movie and it wasn't some of the best acting that I have seen.
Isn't it so bad that that's how you have to approach like a film that is a great film. It was great, solid 6, 7 out of 10. Like it was a perfectly fine movie. And people are like, "Oh, you didn't like Sinners." It's like, hold on.
It's not that I didn't love it. Yeah. I loved like all the bits of it, but it
doesn't deserve the noise it's getting.
Yeah, it just wasn't as original as people kind of made it out to be. Because
the fact that Coogler won an Oscar for Best Original, and I was like, again, if it means that a person of color winning an Oscar for a story means that more people of color will win Oscars for original stories. I've got no issue with him winning an Oscar.
Right.
But this isn't an original story. We have From Dusk Till Dawn.
We have From Dusk Till Dawn. And a lot of people that may have kind of put it on its pedestal, did they forget about From Dusk Till Dawn? Did they?
Right?
And I know, like, in the general population of people, that they might not be familiar with it. And I have not seen every movie in the world, and no one has. But that was a pretty big movie. And
yeah, this isn't like Tarantino watching old Hong Kong cinema in the 90s that no one heard of and then remaking it himself. We're talking about a Robert Rodriguez film that had fucking George Clooney in.
Right. I mean,
It's
that
a
was a
big
star-studded
fucking film.
class. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But, it was still great. And, it's, one of the better films that we had this past year. Definitely. It's definitely not going to be one of my favorite films ever, but
No.
I'm glad to see that horror is getting, this recognition, and I think it's only good for me and what I like and what I want to do in the future, and I think that's great. I think that's the best thing to come out of all of this, is that horror is getting more respect.
Yes.
Ultimately.
And I think the fact that we've got, was it Lee Cronin's Mummy film coming out? Zach Cregger's got another thing coming out. Damien McCarthy's got Hokum coming out. Like, there's so many really good non-franchise horrors coming out at the moment where you're just like, good. Let's have more of that. And if some of them are duds, okay, no issue. Let's try again. You know what I mean? And I think it's very good that we're getting more. And I do appreciate that, Sinners getting that kind of attention means that more money might get put into horror. And
I hope so.
Good horror.
I hope so too. And I think so. I think they're realizing that, what's working. And some of these more original scripts, that you might have to take a chance on, I think that people are willing to pay extra. They'll go to the theaters and they'll go see them. I mean, I hope that's, I don't know. I hope that's a thing.
I hope that's the thing. Someone pointed out, I can't remember who it was, that they said, like, if people like Sabrina Carpenter, Beyonce, I don't know, name another pop star, Taylor Swift, if they can sell out like stadiums, people don't have an issue with spending money on entertainment. So if the theaters aren't getting full, it's not because people don't want to go see films at the cinema. It's because it's not worth what they're going for.
Right.
So, and I can't remember who and then another, was it? I can't remember who it was. Someone else then said, like, it's our responsibility. I think it might have been Ryan Gosling. Like, it's our responsibility as filmmakers to make something worth going to see.
Yeah, it was either Gosling or Reynolds. It was one of the Ryans.
They're interchangeable. Right. Insert generic Canadian white man.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds has range. What are you talking about? Do you need
I was trying
witty?
I was going to try and make a joke and be like, "Oh yeah, of course," and then I was like, "No wait, I can't think of a single thing where he Buried." Buried is the only time he hasn't done his normal shtick.
I gotta get out of this coffin. God, Jesus Christ. I remember seeing him in Waiting, which is one of my favorite comedy movies, and being like, this dude is going to be somebody. And I
love that film.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, he became somebody. I mean, and darn if he wasn't ripped while he was doing it already, and that was in the early years. I mean, we're talking like 20 years ago right now. I mean,
when he did Amityville, the remake of Amityville, and like he's cutting wood shirtless.
Oh,
hot diggity damn! I was watching.
Woo!
Mad mercy! I was watching that.
Cut the mics.
Then all of a sudden, man's nearly 50 and still looking the same way, and it's like, okie dokie. I'm nearly 40, and I'm happy if I can fucking touch my toes.
Got to get that yoga on, buddy.
Maybe I do. I've been on the Manjaro, like the Ozempic.
Okay.
It's been doing all right.
Well,
I've lost nearly 40 pounds, if not 40 pounds.
Okay. That's damn good.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you got to keep it up. I know my dad was on it for a little bit, so he saw a lot of progress, and then of course he had to do a pretty major surgery, and then he had to get off of it. So now he's been gaining it back. So yeah. I think it's one of those things you just got to keep an eye on.
The surgery wasn't related to it, was it? I shouldn't be.
No, it wasn't.
Oh no,
it wasn't. I would definitely let you know. I'd be screaming that off the mountaintops.
What film did you watch over and over again as a kid?
Oh, well, that one's pretty easy because and I threw up my little Batman here so to help me remind myself that
Nice.
I watched that original Batman, the Tim Burton's Batman with Jack Nicholson and old Michael Keaton. Jesus, sorry. Yeah, I watched that on repeat forever because I'm like a huge Batman fan. If you can't tell, I've got all the gear and had every toy growing up from 1990 to 2000. I think I had every freaking Batman toy ever. It's insane. Yeah.
You're the second person I've interviewed today that has mentioned that film.
Yeah, it's
good film.
It was a great film. You know,
I still love it. I think it's my favorite Batman.
Yeah, I honestly feel as if I watched Batman Returns maybe more growing up, though. Something about DeVito as the Penguin was really, I don't know. I mean, that was probably traumatizing when I was that young.
Yeah.
Because what did that movie came out in? Probably like 94, 96. Well, I thought Batman original came out. Was that 89?
89 was the first. 92 was the second. Forever was 95.
Okay.
And then I think it was 97 was And Robin.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, those ones. Yeah,
hey.
We don't have to get into that.
I've got nothing to say. I was going to say, like, Batman and Robin introduced me to, and it was like, who? Alicia Silverstone? Like,
not Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah. Like, that's about it. Like, I don't think there's anything else that Batman and Robin introduced me to. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Chris O'Donnell. And the thing about he's had some small wins, but I just that whole thing was weird.
I think he's been really given his fair shot, and it just didn't work.
Yeah. Which is not easy. Just like what we were saying about film festivals and stuff. It's not like you're going to turn down these huge roles when you got George Clooney is in something.
100%. Well, it's like the Bruce Campbell thing about Congo. It's like, you're going to tell me it's a book written by Michael Crichton, produced by Steven Spielberg, like, it's got these actors in it, and you're gonna turn it down? No, you're not. You're gonna say yes, please, and it turns out it's not a very good film, but you're gonna say yes, please, and it's like, yeah, good point. I think everything has a chance. If you don't want to say yes, trust your gut. But if you say yes, you think it's got a chance. If it doesn't work out, that's just the way it worked out. But
it's like you have to believe in something too for it to work out. And like, a lot of crew and actors and the like, they sign on to things that they don't know, or every actor they'll tell you the same story. They're like, well, we didn't know this was going to be that big. Maybe besides like Brad Pitt in Fight Club, they knew what they had. They were like, we know this was going to be good. But
Yeah,
a
this
lot
is
of the times you don't know where it's going to land, or but if you don't believe in something, then it has no chance of
yeah,
making it. So you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you just gotta, you know, use your best judgment at the time. I mean, what can we do? If you're getting a paycheck too, that also helps. So
yeah. Working's working, and if you put in the effort,
that's all I can.
hopefully it'll be rewarded. Who knows? What was
Yes,
the
yeah,
first R-rated
hope so.
film you saw, and how old were you?
The first R-rated film. Um, I think it was. Let me say last time. I think uh I would go with something like Leprechaun, or it was like The People Under the Stairs.
Oh yeah,
That was a really good one.
People on the Stairs was a good and creepy one.
I think that was definitely rated R. I'm sure it
Yeah,
was.
have I got? Is it here? Here. Leprechaun, ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Yeah, rated R. People Under the Stairs. That was a 91. That was a good one too.
That was a good
So
one.
you've seen Leprechaun as well?
I haven't seen it yet, so it's
Oh.
it's on the shelf of to be watched. So
Okay. Yes.
the
Yeah.
shelf it's 4 shelves. It's this one here, this one, and one above it. And that's just DVDs I haven't watched. There's another like one of Blu-rays that I haven't watched. I need to stop buying films and start watching films.
Yeah. Right. It's a lot easier to buy them, I guess. Uh, but yeah, I thought it was a good movie. That another thing that traumatized me fairly young, because I mean, I I had the privy of, I think we had like all of the movie channels like
Yeah.
growing up at my mom and my stepdad's house. And he worked for a well, for one, he was part of a band, and their name was October 31, for one. And
Nice.
two, he worked at a audio um, entertainment store. So they
Okay.
did. So he would get a lot of like sample type music things, or movie things. But yeah, he was a huge proponent of practically having every station that you could ever have. Back in cable years. We're talking like
Nice.
HBO and
Yeah.
Stars and Cinemax. So like I grew up having all of this at my leisure at age 10 and
Perfect.
up, or whatever. So I was witness to a lot of things that maybe a
Yeah.
young boy should not have been seeing. But I mean, because of that, I got to see a lot of great films,
Yeah.
and just marathon it. I can just, I would wake up on the couch almost every single morning, because
Yeah.
I'd just be watching, and they let me do whatever I wanted to. I mean, it was pretty ideal, I mean, just growing up on all of those films. So, um, yeah, I probably don't even remember everything that I've seen, but
Yeah, I always like it when there's like a scene that I remember and I can't remember where it's from. And
mhm.
then years later, you think like, oh, I'm just going to watch whatever this film is, and you put it on. You have no memory, no memory, no memory. That scene, and you're like,
Yeah,
when the fuck? Like, I've never seen this fucking film. How do I know? And then you're like, oh my god, I watched this as a kid at like
yep,
3 in the morning. I turned on the TV hoping for porno, and it wasn't porno, and it was
right.
someone else. And then it's just like, oh my god.
My bad.
So
Yeah,
yeah, like I love all that. I love all like rediscovering a film or like from something that you didn't know. Like I tried to explain a scene to a film once to someone, and the way I explained it, you wouldn't have thought I'd ever fucking seen this film.
hmm
And the guy I was talking to about it, he kind of was like sat there thinking and thinking. Then he was like, "Are you talking about Stalker by like Andrei
mm,
Tarkovsky?" And I was like, maybe. And he showed me a screenshot, and I was like, yes. And he was like,
hmm
where did you see this? And I was like, it was on TV really late, and I didn't know what was going on. And he was like, right, even if you watched it in the daytime, you still wouldn't know what's going on. But this is the film. And I was like, okay, cool. So I've got it, and I'll watch it eventually.
Have you seen, I think I may have said this to you before, Page Master? Have you checked that one out yet?
Wait, which one was Page Master? Because I might have.
Yeah, that one always stuck with me too.
The Macaulay
saying...
Culkin film.
Oh, maybe I'm getting it mixed up with... No, it was not
Wishmaster?
Page. Yes, maybe it was the Wishmaster. It was another type of, like horror film that really stuck with me. Yeah, I thought that guy was so good as an actor in it too.
Andrew Divoff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched all 4 of them.
Okay, the Wishmaster. Yeah, this is Wes Craven.
Yeah, man. I watched all 4 of them over like a very short period, like maybe a weekend. And Kirsty came into my office and she was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Wishmaster 4." And she was like, "You're what? I wanted to watch these." And I was like, "Why? When have you ever said you wanted to watch these?" She was like, I've said to you I wanted to. I said, "I don't care what you watch, but if you watch the Wishmasters, I'd like to watch those with you." And I was like, "Well, I've watched them now. It's too late.
Right.
I'll wish that back." So,
or I think I've watched this one. I mean, even since being a child, Dark City.
Oh,
and
yeah.
God, I love that one so much. And I don't think that one really got that much recognition because it came out the same year as like Fight Club or something else was like huge that year.
Matrix, I think it came out.
Maybe it was Matrix. Yeah, it was Matrix. Came out the same year.
And it's just like, it's good though. It's a good,
oh my God.
Arrow just did a release of it. Like a fancy, like 4K or something of it. So I might try and pick that up. I think we might have the DVD somewhere.
I wonder if they're going to try to remake that one. Because...
Probably.
Yeah. I mean...
remaking everything else.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about it. Maybe if they could bring back Jennifer Connelly, would be great.
Get Jennifer Connelly in anything would be great.
Woo! Please.
She's in that... There's like a Charles Darwin film or something. And like the town I live in is the town that Charles Darwin was born in. So
cool.
It's like the birthplace of Charles Darwin. So I thought like, I wonder if they'll do the premiere here. And Paul Bettany was in it. And his wife is Jennifer Connelly. That means Jennifer Connelly will turn up. And I was like, I might meet Jennifer Connelly. And in my head, I was so I'm going to meet her. I'm going to meet that magnificent person. Never happened. Never happened. And I'm yet to meet her.
Well, one day.
It'll happen.
Where's she from? Is she American?
She's American. I bet she's somewhere like Chicago, or she is... I bet she's like Connecticut.
Cairo, New York. The name is Cairo.
I've never heard of Cairo, New York, but upstate New York is definitely what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, man. Upstate New York and Central New York, where I'm from originally, has some of like the funniest names. Like, my town is right next to Mexico, New York. I'm telling you, dude, it's so funny. I'm just like, yeah, we're just gonna go to Mexico real fast.
She's gonna pop over the border.
Yeah, it's really funny. I'm like, every time I drive back up that way, I just get a little giggle of like all these little stupid name things. Let's see, there's another one that's I can probably like Hannibal, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
And they have like a South Hannibal. I like that.
But even like Buffalo doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't really know where. I don't really understand that either. It's like, is that where the buffalo ran? Really? Were they running up there? Really?
Nowhere else.
Like,
where are the buffalo? Where the fuck do you think the buffalo are? They're in Buffalo, man.
Yeah, it's so silly. Yeah. There's Rome. Yeah, there's a place called Rome that's right near where I'm from. That's more of a popular place. There's a place called Liverpool, which, I mean, I understand that.
Yeah.
Because, and then Syracuse is the biggest town or city from like where I'm from.
Oh, yeah?
So I kind of claim that. And then, you follow where that came from, and that's very much, I believe, Greek. So, so who knows?
Sure.
We steal everything. We steal everything.
Exactly. And then claim that you were there first. So the next question.
Yeah, right.
What was the first film you watched that you felt grown up?
Well, I think the one that I watched, and this is kind of on the same realm of what we were talking about, is the really big mind fuck, for better or less words, or was Fight Club. I mean, I was pretty young when I watched that for the first time, and that one really was just like had my brain just trying to wrap it around of the plot of that. And I was probably that came out in, what would we say, 99 or
99? Yeah, so we were both 10 or 11.
Yeah. So that was a lot for my age range, I would think,
Yeah.
But like growing up with my dad was like huge into like Twilight Zone, so I was always kind of exposed to that, and like we were exposed to a lot whenever we were young. I mean, my dad loved late night Nickelodeon. We would watch that. I remember watching that with my older siblings when I was pretty young, and then if I was good, and he would let us stay up and watch Tales from the Crypt. So I mean, and that's some pretty dark matter to show like a child, but one that opened up my mind to those kind of bigger thoughts and whatnot in film was probably definitely like Fight Club.
I do feel like it's the first film of our sort of like generation, let's say, where you kind of had to have a think. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't let it wash over you. It just, you had to be like, wait, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
I've got to pay attention here. What do you mean? What? And it encourages repeat watching, and it encourages sort of like looking at things the way they're being told to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are other films, obviously, that do it before Fight Club, but not that's aimed at sort of teenage boys as it was, So it does open up a lot of questions as a new audience member. It's like, oh, I meant to consider what I'm watching. I'm not just watching colourful noise. I've got to think about this.
I can tell you that it definitely stuck with me because I tried to dye my hair white like Jared Leto, and it was not successful, and it turned out like bleach yellow or orangish, and yeah, it was pretty embarrassing, I remember at the time. So that's how much I really enjoyed it.
I always wanted to bleach my hair, but I just don't think it would ever take.
Yeah, you got to get it professionally done. How I learned. So, and I'm really surprised that my mom probably helped me do it at the time, and I entrusted her that it would work. But
I've met your mom. I'm not surprised she did that.
She's always allowed me to be whoever I've wanted to be.
she was the person that gave me the cigarette after I did my award acceptance from your show.
Oh yeah,
so it's perfect for me.
Hell yeah! You're like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
This woman gets it.
She's cool, Mom. I remember she kept on telling everybody, she's like, I've never met a stranger. I've never met a stranger, either here or across the pond. I'm like, Mom, I've never heard you ever say that before, but okay.
What the fuck do you even mean?
Yeah.
She was cool. I liked her.
She's a good fan. She's a good fan of the film fest, and I'm sure she loved your film too.
Even if she didn't, I still like her. Yeah. So, what film holds a special place in your heart?
Well, one that I always go back to, and it's not new, but I really do feel as if I consider it the best movie of all time, and I will still keep on saying that. In The Dark Knight, and I know that's a lot of people's favorite film, but because of my background being such a Batman freak.
Yeah.
And, that was the one that took the cake for me. I mean, going off of the first one that Nolan did and then having this one and having Ledger and, I really feel as if there's a lot of reasons that movie is acclaimed to being, one of the best films made ever. And I mean, for so many reasons. I mean, when you have that amount of money and you have that many great actors and you have that much time to plan something, I mean, I'm sure that they were start to finish working on this thing from anywhere from like 8 to 9 years or whatever it was. It's just like, it's insane the amount of detail with every single thing, and when you have what, $300 million, it's just like, right. It's absolutely insane. But I still think about that movie all the time, and I still quote it, weekly. But yeah, for me, and yeah, I just really loved it. I think that was like, early on and just being obsessed with all of Nolan's films and what he's capable of.
I will say I do like Nolan does get a blank check whenever he wants to make a film, but I like that you can see where the money goes.
Right.
It's not just the money doesn't just sink into, like Electric State made for 350 million. I can't tell you where that went. I haven't seen it, so that's why. But like at least with a Nolan film, you can go like, yeah, this scale is here. The scale is there. Your performers. You've not just bought the biggest name. You've bought the biggest name that is the perfect person for that role, and you pay for these performances in many ways, but like. I can see where the budget goes in his films, and I do think that scale wise, it's a very good Batman film for that. I don't like it, but I don't want to be dismissive.
No, you're fine.
It definitely has got elements in it where it's some filmmakers would settle just for that bank vault scene in the intro as their main plot point,
right?
And he's able to throw that as a throwaway intro to his film. And not a throwaway, but you know what I mean? And he uses every ounce of his stories to tell them. And I think it is good. And I still think, to this day, I think that Dark Knight trailer is one of my favourite trailers. Even though I don't like the film. Even though I know I don't like the film. And I've watched that film 5 or 6 times at this point. I know I don't like it. That trailer is still excellent.
Maybe I'll like it this time, though, when I watch it.
Every fucking time. Every time I put it on, I'm like, right, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm not hungry. I'm not jealous. Maybe I'll like it. And then I'll finish it and be like, pile of shit.
I mean, not to say that there's... Not to say there isn't some holes in the movie. Like, so it really upsets me that they couldn't get... the original actress that plays his girlfriend in the first one.
Katie Holmes back. Yeah.
So that really bugs me that they didn't get a chance to, and if she was pregnant, yada yada, like whatever it was, going down the Scientology fucking hole, I'm sure she was. That really bums me out because like a lot of these things in the DC universe, they're having a recast and start from scratch every single time that they come out with a Batman film, and that's like. It sucks that they can't make it very cohesive, and it just is like this thing. It's like, oh, okay, well, everybody knows the story of Batman, and like, but they have to redo it every single time, and then it's like, okay, can we not just build off of what we did last time? But we're gonna have a different actor that's gonna come in, and yada 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 yada.
Kind of James Bond it, it's like it's the same world. If you want, it's the same character. If you want, it's this. If you don't, you can reference stuff, but you don't need to play on it. Like, I don't know. I think there is a world where they can do Batman better, I think.
Yeah, I think that they can too. And I mean, even with that, you're talking about that bank scene, and it's like, Okay, they bust out of the bank and just happened that the bus goes into the line of buses like as it's coming out. It's like, okay, that was a little bit of like a cop out, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's smart if that was possible to time that,
Sure.
but I don't really think that was.
It's all part of the plan.
It was all part of the plan.
It was all part of the plan. Look, does he look like the kind of man that has a plan? Yes. Yes, he fucking does. Everything is planned to a T. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to take off this mask and show you my real mask. Or, the joke about where he's got the nursing, the COVID mask on, whatever, whenever he's in like the hospital with Two-Face, and he's yes, I can't believe it.
Wait, that's the joke.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some holes. There's definitely some holes.
Sure.
But when you're first time watching it, you probably don't even notice it as much. But now it's just like everybody's been able to pick apart these things too.
It's nearly 20 years old, that film.
Right.
Which is scary. It's nearly 20 years old. So, like, obviously it's been picked apart, Mm-hmm. And every film has a hole. There's no perfect film, you know what I mean?
Right.
And my thing with this is always, if I'm entertained, I'll happily overlook holes. I'll happily overlook continuity errors. I don't care. If I'm entertained, I don't care. But if I'm not entertained...
Right, that's all you focus on.
And that's all I'll focus on. And I think Dark Knight, I did not care from the moment I sat down. Mm-hmm. I think maybe after the bank scene, I kind of was a bit like, wait a minute, I don't know about this. Yeah. And then I saw all of it as I went in. So the first time I saw it, I saw all the problems. Mm-hmm. So now I struggle to ever watch that film and not be like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's also like another thing that sticks out is like his little bat growl. Like, I mean, I feel as if, I don't know, this must have been an actor choice, but I think distinguishing when you are playing, Bruce Wayne versus Batman, like, I don't think he had to do like the whole little growl like the entire time. No. And that little bat rasp, whatever it was, it's just like, I don't understand some of the choices there. Now that
I liked Affleck had the voice changer.
Mm-hmm.
That made more sense to me. Something that is just on your vocal cords, so when you speak, it just muffles you. Not muffles, but it like distorts your voice. Makes sense. Right.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, I mean, they could have went that route. I don't think you're ever going to get Christian Bale to do that, but he seems as if he's always going to be, I don't know, I'm sure he's not a method actor, but he's very intense and great in what he does. I would say he's probably more of a purist. Let's just put it that way. That's what I mean by that. Which is great. Yeah.
So I do like that Arpats one. I think the Arpats one is going to be like the next one. Sorry, like I'm sure that one's going to be a good one. I think it's going to work.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about it. I mean, dude, I was so pumped about like the Penguin and Colin Farrell, and oh my god, this new little iteration of it is just so fucking amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with it next.
I think it'll be good fun. I think it'll be good. What's your controversial opinion on a famous film?
I think we probably just hit that. I mean, controversial. I don't know. I mean, well, we talked about Sinners. We've talked about some Batman things. I don't know. I might have to skip this one until I can think of something else. I know I probably had it written down at one point, but my notes have left me. If you see what I'm dealing with right now.
Too much monologue.
Oh God, yeah. It's been little crazy.
No, I think having had that, the hot take, let's say, on Sinners, like, I don't think it's a controversial opinion. I think it actually makes me quite irritated that some people, like a lot of people, seem to ignore that it's not as good as it is being touted, and there is absolutely no world where it deserved 16 Oscar nominations.
No.
Like, and I think the Oscars are nonsense anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but even then, I'm like, really? That film deserves 16 Oscar nominations, did it? Are you sure? Like,
right.
It's not that good. Like, and it's not a shit take on the film. The film's fine, but it's not 16 Oscar nominations good.
It's crazy. I think they should have spread the wealth a little bit more, and
yeah,
I feel I feel guilty sometimes when I don't watch every film that's up for awards, sure. and then I kind of get to pick and choose what I get to say about it. But
yeah.
At least all the people voting this year had to watch the films. That's part of the stipulation. Like, what?
Fucking good.
What are we doing here? Like, we knew it was like just a cool crowd kind of thing, but now it's just like, whatever. That's the thing about awards, It's just,
look, I feel I'm more, I guess the Academy, I don't feel it's the same deal, obviously, but with like First Cut, people paid money to put their film up for a festival. The least we can do is watch it. Like,
of course.
That's genuinely the least we can do is watch it. I hate it when a festival like just sort of, hey, sorry, we had so many films, we couldn't, whatever. And it's like, you're okay, you didn't watch it then. And if you didn't watch it, you should refund me my, like, thing. If you watched it and said no, yeah, cool, keep my money. But if you didn't even watch it, then you shouldn't keep my money. Like, I find it such a weird, like, money-making thing when it's like, oh, we get so many applications. And it's like, well, then, with the money you're making, hire someone to watch the films, or return whoever you didn't watch. Like, I don't like that.
I agree with you. I think that's the least we can do is watch those films. I mean, you never know if there's going to be a little bit of some gold somewhere. A little hidden gem. You never really know. Or, it could be the opposite. It could start out real strong and kind of, but what we think about whenever we're doing these submissions and ratings and whatever you want to call it is, could I put this into a 90-minute block that's interesting for all sorts of people to come and enjoy, or we want to be proud of this block. And I've said it multiple times where I wish I could accept every single local film at the very least,
yes,
and put those people on the pedestal because that's what we're here to do. But
I think the local film, I would always take a local film and just sort of be like, hey, you know what? Film's not great. Come on down.
Yeah.
Come on down, improve on your skill. Here's a group of filmmakers that are also local. Go make something, because you might have an idea and you might know how to use a camera, but you've got it in the wrong places at the moment. So you do that, you do this. What about this actor? She's local. Get her in. I think having that community is worth more than, a laurel on your poster. It's like, no, get together, make something.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, I feel like last year we probably had 20 local submissions, and I'm sure that we accepted probably over half of them. And those are pretty good numbers. I still think. I think that's as great as it can be, and we're just going to keep on trying to do it as much as we can. But there's a lot of talent around here. There's a lot of filmmakers, and a lot of people come to Wilmington because we have great programs at UNCW and Cape Fear Community College, and there's still a lot of talent here from the older years to the newer years. I mean, there's a lot going on, and they're figuring it out.
Yeah, they got to be there. It's got to be there somehow. I mean, that kind of leads into what we're about to ask for the final question. What have you been watching recently?
Oh goodness, what have I been watching
for your film festival?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's pretty much the only things that I have been watching is the film submissions, because I don't really watch a lot at my house as far as like TV goes. I have been catching a little bit of my roommate and I have been rewatching Under the Dome. Which was filmed here. You know that was produced by Stephen King and Spielberg, and I know a lot of people that worked on it. I've shot at some of those locations, and worked on other films that were use these same locations that are close to Wilmington. So, and I thought it was a pretty interesting series, and I haven't completed it. Not that I know. I don't think I've watched all of it yet, but. It's pretty interesting. Apart from all the short films that we watched, I mean, we've gotten 11 submissions just in the past couple days.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's exciting. I
think I had like 2 or 3 I needed to watch, and then that was on Friday or whatever. And then when I came into my office yesterday, I was like, oh fuck, 50 something. Where the fuck did they come from? Dude,
I'm telling you, it's they're coming in droves. It's amazing, and I have been specifically reaching out to some of these filmmakers, and I've just find them. I find them on Film Freeway, or I find them on Instagram, and I say, hey, would you please submit to our film festival? So I'm doing everything in my power to make the film festival, and I do this every year. But I feel as if I do it more and more, at each current year, because if they can't find us, I'll find them. And I ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to have the best film festival that we possibly can by October 10th, whatever it is. And I've been really, really satisfied with some of the submissions. So I'm excited for you to be able to see some of the newer submissions. So
I'm looking forward to it.
It's very exciting. I think this year is going to be great. It's hard to top the last 2 years, but I think we'll do it. I think we're going to have a whole bunch of little surprises, and man, October can't come fast enough.
So do a proper shout out. What are we talking about? October.
So October 10th in Wilmington, North Carolina is our event date. We'll be hosting the First Cut Film Festival at Django's Playhouse, and we'll have 4 blocks of films. So that's including 90 minutes of content for each block. We'll have some entertainment in between each block as well. I'll be followed by a wrap party that night. We'll have a launch party the day before for the filmmakers and the sponsors, and we'll be inviting some alumni to come as well. And it's going to be a good time. We've got some special guests coming, and I've got some surprises for everybody. So October 10th at Django's Playhouse.
It's so much fun. When I was submitting for festivals for Real Terror, I saw I think I saw the front of Django's Playhouse, and I was like, I don't know what this festival is, but I want my film to be played there. It was definitely just I don't know, I love the idea of that. And then when you guys said I was like, sick. I've got to get over there. And then obviously it became my US premiere, and it was that's even better. And it's even better that you guys were fucking beautiful about it. There was such a warm welcome. I do honestly encourage most filmmakers I know with a film that is applicable. I'm submit to these guys. It's good.
Thank you for that. And yeah, you made it special. I think you really legitimized our festival, our first year. So, yeah, we're very thankful for that. I know Christine and I are super thankful, and we're super thankful to have you on as one of our international judges now. So that's very special to us.
I will say as well, like knowing that sort of that next level of it, it's not just you picked my film, I turned up, and that's the end of it. There has been an ongoing professional relationship as well as you know a lovely relationship between us anyway. But you know what I mean? Like there's that professional relation that's ongoing, which is, I think, is so important in these worlds. Like you need to have it. It isn't just a one and done, fire and forget. Only talk to me when you've got something that you need to sell. It's like no. Like what can we do? Who can we help? Who can I put you in contact with? It's the best way to be. Everyone just needs to be nicer.
Yeah, and I think I think people fall into the similar excuse of where they just don't have enough time, and and I feel as if you have to make time.
Yeah,
You have to cultivate those things, and I'm sure we're all
everyone's
guilty
busy.
of. Everybody's busy, and everybody's guilty of it, and and most people have little families that they've started too,
Yeah,
and I haven't taken that leap yet, so a lot of my time I can devote to the arts and whatever I
yes,
do, whether it's a play or a film or the film festival or you know all the multiple jobs that I have to do too to keep all this the engine going. But
mm,
I think that that's the difference between people who care and and people that don't care, or maybe they just want to have a Me Too type of festival, just because they think it's the thing to do.
yeah. I know what you mean. That whole they just want to be seen to be doing it. Doesn't matter what it is. They just want to be like, oh yeah, I do one of those too. And it's like, do you? Come on, pay attention, be nice, like fucking encourage,
Yeah,
and then
and
some
if you
some
like
people do.
surround yourself with the right people, and I think that's the
Yeah,
biggest thing, because we've been super fortunate to surround ourselves with the likes of David Cummings or uh, Chelsea Lee and Justin, who make the trophies, or
mm,
um, the Riley Jones people who have been advocates for us from day one, or Stephanie and Bill from the Patriot Roofing. It's like
yeah,
you wouldn't think that they would be such like big proponents of our
right.
types of art, but they are. They see us as entrepreneurs, and they see how much work that we put into it. And these are just a small list of people. You know, Justin McKenzie or Kelsey Allen, who do a lot. And all these people, for the most part, they work in the film industry too,
Mm.
and they take time out of their day to help us, keep this little rock polished as much as we can, because they care about it as much as we do, and we couldn't do it without everybody. We couldn't do it without all these people that they believe in us. Ultimately, they really truly believe in us, and they've seen what we've done, and we continue to do it. And it takes a little army to make
It does.
anything, especially a film.
Well, it's all collaborative, isn't it? You can't make it on your own. If you could make it on your own, you'd be making a painting. You just go and do it on your own somewhere else. But you need a group of people to come up with these ideas, and then as soon as a group of people come in, it's not yours; it's everyone's. And I think if you try and be selfish about it, it's going to go the wrong way. But if you are open and everyone's invited and it's all nice,
Yeah.
like people walk away with a much better environment. So
I
yes,
think
so
yeah,
well
I think
done.
there's very I think there's very thank you. I do appreciate you, but I do think that there's a very small amount of people that can, be the writer, be the director, be the DP, be the um, editor, be the everything, and I think there's a very small group of people that can do it all, and I don't know if it's that fun if you have to do it all, but I
Mm,
do think that it's okay to lean on people, and I think that really is what it is. It is a work in motion. It's a, like, the thing that made me so passionate about working on film sets is actually seeing all the departments working in unison, and it was like a work of art. Like, it literally was quite beautiful to see when you have 2 or 3 minutes to, hey, you're changing over for a scene and you got another setup, and you just see like 40 people come into set, and kind of like this crazy, like, ants trying to carry a big leaf or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's crazy to see the professionals at work that are really good at what they do, and they're so efficient. And I don't know if, a lot of people don't get a chance to see that side of things.
No.
That I really don't think they get a chance to be that, behind the camera or on set and have that experience. And I'm very fortunate that I've had that, and seen it on an indie level, and seen it on the bigger levels, because it really is amazing what people are capable of, especially around here. To name drop Wilmington again.
Well, that sounds like a perfect place to end it, with a little love note to Wilmington. So thank you very much, Mark, for coming on. It's been lovely to speak to you. And like I said, I have that Polaroid, like, on my desk. It's been there since the day I got back from the States 2 years ago nearly. So, you're always looking over me.
Yeah.
And the trophy's up on the shelf up there as well.
Of course, you got to have that.
I mean, you do. They're so beautiful. I love them.
You got to earn it, though.
Yeah. I remembered when I was at the award, like you brought some people up the front to talk, and for some reason I just assumed we'd all stay at the front, but the other guys left, so I was kind of just stood there a bit like, oh, and then I happened to win the award, and it felt like I knew it was coming, and it was like, no. I don't know why everyone went to sit back down. So yeah,
I was kind of like, oh great, I didn't have to say anything. Perfect. I was like, he's already there. I was like, this just works out. Sometimes it just has been working out like that here recently. Yeah. I don't know, because I don't tell anybody beforehand. I can promise you that.
No, that's for damn sure. I was, there was a weird thing when I got there that I was like, I've seen one of these things, and I fucking want one. I'm gonna be really gutted if I don't win one. And the fact that it was like, I spoke to a few people, and everyone was just like, well, you never know. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. And then they did.
Yeah. They're one of a kind. Well, for the most part. They're quite original.
Yeah, they are unique. They're unique per one, though, aren't they? Because they have different, foreign cut for me.
Yeah, I have...
You got one for yourself?
Well, I have, the original prototype.
Oh, nice.
This one doesn't have any writing on it, and I think the light has finally went out, and I'm scared to change the battery in it. But I do have the prototype.
Nice.
It's a little dusty, but
love it. Talking about a little dusty, you also gave us the little tea light one.
Oh yes,
that's been by the side of my bed. Pretty much.
Cool.
But that one is dusty as all hell. I keep thinking, I'm always like, I should give that a quick dust, and then it's like, I'll do it later. And I forget.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the little 3D printed one that we got from last year. I think I've got an extra one that I would love to. That one's really cool, but I'm working on a new one for this coming year, and it's going to be based off of the mascot, and it's also going to be based. People are going to see it in the bumpers, and then they're going to get to have one. So I think without saying too much, it's going to be really cool.
All right. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, and it's been great speaking to you.
Yes, you too, Sarah. I'll see you soon.
See ya. This has been a Lovable Rogue Productions podcast. Thank you to everyone that listened. If you want to help out your life in film, then download it, like it, share it, and give the pod a follow. I didn't realise till starting this that a download is the way they measure success and not just a listen. So, listening means nothing. Make sure you check out my guests on their socials, which will be in the description of the episode. Take a look at my letterboxd. I've made a list of all the films that have been mentioned on the pod. There's fucking hundreds. So you can find some good films there. There are some good ones. There's some fucking weird ones, and I love them. Quick shout out to some of the podcasts I'm listening to. Caliber 9 from Outer Space. That's Rob and Joe's. That's really good. And then The Villain Was Right. That's a great fun. Check that out. If you really want to be a mensch, give me that money. There's a link in the description. It'll explain it all. But a download and a share is excellent, and I actually appreciate that a lot more than you'd think. We currently have no sponsors, but I am open to them. I'll shill anything. I don't care. This has been a Lovable Rogue production. Thank you for listening.